So hello everyone and welcome back to today's webinar. So today we have a topic, the Boger-Bonninghausen method, a very well-known method. We all know about it. The Bonninghausen, the father of repertory, we all know that, and the Cyrus Maxwell Boger, who invented and modulated the Bonninghausen work. So I learned this method from my great teachers, Dr. Shailen Tamrakar sir, and my guru cum friend Dr. Rajarshi Mishra, who was just an expert in this method. So what was this Boger-Bonninghausen method was all about? The Bonninghausen approach was quite simple. He just want to generalize a given case. You want to see a patient as a whole, not as a particular of related to the part. The Bonninghausen definition of a right rubric is that it should be containing the right remedy in it. It doesn't matter how much big the rubric is. So that's all. So let's start. So for you start discussing the different approaches by the pioneers. What was the different approach by the pioneers? So let's look at the Kant's approach. The Kant gave more importance to the emotional expression, especially the characteristic emotional expression. The mind was given more prominence, and the expression of intellect, the delusion, the hallucination and illusion, we all know. Then the general modality, that the general, and then the physical general. The physical general directly represent the constitution of a patient. For example, say restlessness. We are talking about the restlessness as a whole, not about the hands. We are talking about the restlessness as a whole. And the characteristic particulars to differentiate. Characteristic particulars to differentiate a remedy. That was Kant approach. Now what was Bonninghausen approach? Bonninghausen approach was basically based on the grand generalization from the LHMC, the location, sensation, modalities and the concomitants. We all know a very useful method. Then the physical general and the use of mentals for differentiate. We just have to use the mental to differentiate a remedy, where Kant gave more prominence to the mental. Bonninghausen keep it at the last. That's the difference. And the Boger approach. The Boger wasn't that satisfied with the LHMC, so he just included pathological generals. What is this pathological general? I will tell you further. And then the causation, concomitants, modalities, physical general, and the mental differentiation. The major difference between the Bonninghausen approach and the Boger approach is that he included the pathological generals. So what are these pathological generals? Let me tell you. So what was this pathological generals are that, Boger wasn't that satisfied with the LHMC, as I told you. So what he did, he used to seek the general changes in the tissue and the part of the body. That was what Boger do. And these pathological generals tells the board that the whole body and the changes in relation to the constitution. That's it. In the chapter, sensation complaint in general is full of example of this pathological generals. So let me give you some example of it. So you can see this example from this particular chapter. Bruised, beaten as if sore. Bruised, beaten as if sore is a pathological general from the BBCR repertory. Another example is the burning in the internal parts is another pathological general. Here we are not talking about the here we are talking about the at a tissue level, what the patient feel as a whole, that we are talking about. So what should we observe in a case? What should we observe in a case? So that's it. We all know about it. The complaints, the chief complaint, that is represented in the form of LHMC, the location, sensation, modality and the concomitants. Observation, the very keen thing in the Boger-Bonninghausen method. The mental state, and what are the changes? What was the changed state, either in the physical state or in the mental state? What it has changed, what the body has adopted, and is there is any exciting factor that we have to look forward, and the generalities is the major thing. So what was this method? So we have to take the case in a more generalized way, take the rubric in more generalized way, ignore the particulars as much as you could, and the definition of the right rubric in the Boger-Bonninghausen method is that which contains the right remedy. It doesn't matter how much big is that rubric. So that's all about this method. So let's discuss one case here. a case of a 45-year female suffering from menorrhagia I think it was for around 1 year or so, and the menses aggravate all her complaints. The pain in the back before menses is the major physical general. Nausea and vomiting before menses is another. Headache in the forehead before menses is the another physical generals. So severe pain in the cervical region. All complaint aggravate from the cold air. The pain in the left ear aggravate from the draft of air. There is lot of expectoration in the morning. There is always a sudden severe pain in the heels as well. Desires sweets, especially rasgulla she wants, and aversion to spicy foods is then another thing. And the PQR is this that, and she is extremely oversensitive to the allopathic medicine since childhood. And the mental state, she is quite indifferent. This I didn't get during the case taking. I asked her husband and he used to say it's so indifferent to all his household work. And thermal, she is chilly. So I have to repertorize a case on the basis of this data. What should be I do? So let's analyze a case, and this was my analysis. As you can see, I have taken as big rubric as it can feel cervical pain. As you can see, the number of remedies also 307, 593, 588. So this was whole the totality, and she was basically a chilly patient and an indifferent patient. So I prescribed CPR 30 for 7 days on the basis of chilly thermals, and he's quite indifferent, and she did miraculously well after CPR, and the patient get cured. So this was the Boger-Bonning-Husseit method I was talking about. Take large rubric as much as you can, see the patient in more the generalized way as much as you can. So at last I want to show reference to all my gurus who taught me so much. You contact to me nishan25smilebox@gmail.com and do subscribe to my channel.